Did you hear
Oh,
that?
was
No,
it?
you didn't
It
hear
was,
that, do you?
it was more like, what?
I think I hear something. Do you know what I hear, Jim?
You
Do you want to hear?
hear Jack? But Jack's not there.
I hear it's that time again. Do you know what
Yeah.
time it is? It's time for the Beardy Bros podcast.
Cutting out. It was like, cut,
Beardy Bro. What's up, Beardies and Beardettes? You're listening to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros podcast with me, Dale, and Jim. To my other side there. Oh yes, what another fine week we've got here, ladies and gentlemen. This week is we're getting into the swing of things. We've got games coming out of the wazoo. We've got games coming out of the ears. We've got games coming out of the mouths. We've got games coming out of the nose. We've got games coming out of our hairlines.
speak for yourself.
So it's we've got a bunch of game announcements to get into later on in the episode. As it's the Summer Games Fest is happening at this
Summer
moment.
Games Fest. Which soon to be
Oh.
Ubisoft as well tonight. Tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
there's a lot. There's a lot. I remember last year when we went through this, it was so much.
Capcom.
There's so many things. So we've got a lot to catch up on. We've got a few things that we've kept notice of. I've had to catch up last minute and run through all these things because it all, I guess, came out like end of the week basically. Like all.
Came out yesterday.
A lot of it's yesterday, so basically all of it's the end of the week. So it's all been like, okay, cool, trying to catch up on it now.
Yeah, Friday and today. They
So
came out.
nothing really staggered through the week. So it's like, last minute catch up. So we got a bit of that there.
Been a rush the last 48 hours.
Yeah, trying to catch up on the stuff. It's like we're trying to pass notes between each other. Been trying to like, what's this? What is this one? This one? Have I seen a reference? So at least we can get an idea of what we're at least talking about.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Dad's got nothing. All he got was hour-long videos.
Oh, trying to find stuff. Dude, you know how I had a nice scroll going where I was getting news pushed to me properly, what I needed, what was related, and then now it just disappeared again. It's just like changing off it's like, no, it's game stuff. Give me game content. So, I don't know, we've got things there, but there's been a few things for the week that's been happening. I mean, nothing too much. The general news has been pretty average. But I mean, we had
that's the usual.
Yeah, pretty usual. So there's a few things at least two things which I thought were funny that I want to make note of from the start of the week that I wanted to bring up. I have spoken to Jim about one of these things. We talked about which is pretty funny, but I'll bring it up now anyway because get out the way. So I remember talking to you. We were trying to figure out what the fuck with all these Instagram influencers. If you remember that little story I was talking about. We're like, wow. And it's kind of funny. I think the whole thing is a massive irony twist, and it's kind of just like, if you're that dumb to like go that far in and not realize from the get-go, you're kind of already being called out, and it's kind of already, you're perfect for it. So,
You're perfect for it.
some of these like Instagram influencers and all these people are just so up their own asses that they're coming out their mouth. Like, their head's gone up, full circle, it's come back out the other way again. So, it's ridiculous. So I don't get it. I don't get half these influencers. They're just freaking mental in the head. I don't know. I just find it stupid. I try to avoid it.
Mental, but
They're doing something. I guess they're some kind of influence, but they fluent. I don't know.
I'm
not that influenced. And I don't even hear. I don't know how much influence they have.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah. So this one's specifically to do with Byron Bay, which was pretty funny. Where they thought the assumption was that the show was going to be. It was produced by Netflix or some guy from Netflix, whatever it was. But it was to be like to show off like the transitional history of like trends or something to do with Byron Bay and stuff like that. But the title kind of just gave a different light. Just the title itself being Byron Bays, where Bay was spelled Baes, which we already know what Bay like. We already know what Bay means. Bay means basically like doo doo poo shit, crap, toilet.
Doo-doo-poo.
Doo poo. And yeah, basically, and basically what they wanted to really get at was get influencers in on the show, get their opinions and stuff, like kind of just show light on what more or less of like the day in the life of an influencer and kind of like make fun of it to the sense, which is kind of like the irony of it all, which is funny. But like they just couldn't see that they're already from the name. Like anyone that has any sort of a brain would have realized that the name seemed a bit off, and it kind of reflects what he wanted, like the director wanted to go with, and they all got salty about it, like, oh, you can't use this footage, oh, we're gonna see you use this stuff like that. It's like,
or they just can't spell, like, or they can't read,
like
that way.
it was
So
this
then
whole
what
funny
on
thing.
Instagram?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was this funny little thing that's just like all these people just like, oh no, well, we don't want to be part of that. That's the wrong. I get, yeah, it's falsely advertised what they'll predict, like trying to show off,
Not
but
really.
like. Well, they wanted to show off, like I said, the history of. Well, I guess not really, because yeah, it's still the history of trends of how things change. But it was more of like exposing idiots on of Instagram influencing. So I don't know. I'm not influenced by anyone. I don't get anything influenced. So it's me.
I'm with you there. I mean, I
It's
try
always-
not to get influenced by people, but it's just weird. Like some you can be.
I don't get that
That makes
trending
sense.
lifestyles
Like-
things. I don't get it. It's wasting your life just being like, oh, I'm gonna influence you for something. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. You can have
unless you're
sponsors.
Markiplier or someone.
Like, you can have sponsors and like partnerships and like you're working with a brand. Like that makes sense. Like it's a sponsor. Like that makes sense. But like being a whole influencer, like we've heard history in the past of how influencers have been, and they can influence people the wrong way, and I think that's too much power to have that a lot of these people use in the wrong sense of things, especially the young minds, and it's just like, yeah, nah. But it's just the whole thing, it was kind of this funny little thing, and yeah. It was the whole thing was meant to be a doco soap.
Every 100 years, like, I've never heard of that before.
It's just going to be a doco soap. It was just going to be in the line of doco soaps where it's like, you know, I guess in the lines of like your Bachelorettes
But
and
why
your
did they go
Survivor.
for it if they didn't understand what they were?
Well, they
going
had the script
for?
at first of what they're enticed to be, and then they actually read the new script once it was set, and then they realized what was actually meant to be happening.
But still,
I don't know.
There's no warning signs before that. Like,
There are no red flags. Like, how did you not see the red flags? Like, there should be red flags there. Like, I don't know.
yeah, you'd think so, but
You think so, but I don't know. People are people.
crazy.
So going on from that, which is kind of like the nice segue. Speaking of influencers, the next influencer that we've seen, which we've seen it doesn't go well. Well, I mean they just get mental, but they've influenced the wrong sort. We do remember that Logan Paul was somewhat of an influencer as well. He was a YouTube influencer and possibly something like that. And Jake Paul's the same. They're in that category of influencers, and you've seen the shit that they've done, and it's kind of like, you know, they're freaking dumb. Like, I don't know. It works, I guess. They make money, but his recent... I don't know.
I mean, Logan did one dumb thing, really. Just
A
one.
couple of dumb things.
No, but serious dumb things.
No.
He
I
was
know.
one. That way, I'm not going to say it, but...
Man, we know what happened in that video. Oh, fucking idiots. So, but they've been getting into the sports side of
At
things.
least what they share, though, like, fuck's sake.
And, like, you should know of that. Like, it's been a thing in history for years that everyone knows. Like, it's on the internet. It's known as like the creepy forest thing you don't go into. Like, you can, it's a public park, like, but like, you know not to film there. You know not to like wander off the beaten. But like, that's why they have the set path as well to not go off the path, because the shit you're gonna come across is, yeah, it's messed up. But
Clicks, man. Clicks.
hey, they did.
All the clicks.
But they've both done stupid things. But they both Pauls have been getting into the old bouting lately, and we've seen
But Logan, I get, but
he's been doing it a few times. Oh, Jake's just trying to. Jake's always kind of followed in his brother's footsteps.
Yeah, but boxing.
It's just it's weird out of all. That's what I'm saying. It's weird out of all things for both of them to get into boxing. It makes no sense. Like going
Logan
from.
Paul makes sense because he's a. He must like boxing.
Well, it's weird just still the transition to be like, I'm going to do boxing now. It's the thing, and but it's again, it comes down to a lot of it. It's all kind of acting in the sense too, because you set up some of the matches, especially like how this match went. It was basically somewhat set up so they were going to be drawn out, because realistically, how the match would have gone between Paul and Mayweather would have beaten the shit out of him, would have annihilated him. Like if it was a UFC match, like
Well, he did with that anyway. Like
technically, he did win still with points, but it was kind of a draw overall. It was just a big show because they went with like 8 rounds or something like that. There was a whole bunch of rounds, and it was just 7 rounds, something like that. Yeah, it was all these rounds, And it was just kind of anticlimactic at the end because no one was knocked out. There was no knockout kind of match. It was
They're
just kind
fucking
of like
hugging each other.
it was just like a whole bout of entertainment. Like it was all hyped up, and then everyone's like, "Well, this is just stupid." In the end, and it was. It was just a whole bunch of clicks. They both made millions out of it, and it's just like it's just
Probably
ridiculous.
more.
But it was very lackluster from what it came out to be. The hype was all for show. It was all hype, and then there was nothing from it. But the score, like how it went, was Paul had laid.
Yes.
Hey.
He couldn't really hurt Paul though. Like, couldn't really injure him.
Well, that's the thing. That's what it comes down to. Like, you couldn't severely injure him, and at the same time, he had his like Mayweather had his record, and he didn't want to, like he said in a thing, he didn't want to slip up by chance and have like Paul get that sneaky shot in. And it's just
Yeah.
like sometimes that's the whole point. You got to take
I don't
those
reckon
risks.
he would have got him though. Like,
But
come on.
it's just it's a bit questionable. I feel like there are excuses. I feel like they've both got excuses of what they're playing at. But yeah, so like Paul ended up laying 28 out of 217 hits, punches he threw. So he threw 217 hit punches and only connected 28 of them. Like what the fuck? And then you've got May over here who's fucking swung 104 punches and connected 41 of them. Like
That's 50-50 there.
it's like it's so
But Paul,
Mayweather got the
30%.
better hit count. So
yeah, I know, but like that's what I mean. Like he would have annihilated him if that was a real fight.
but it's just like god damn it, seriously. So I don't know. It's just
What
stupid.
it is. Like you can't really stop them because it gets hype, it gets talk going.
That's the whole
it gets
thing. It's all
sponsors in
for
there.
entertainment. That's exactly it. It's all for hype. And we've seen it before where they end up sometimes some matches have payoffs where it's like okay you got to take the fall so you get a payout for fail just make the match look exciting and that stuff happens. Like it happens all the time. So
Yeah, but you get caught, you fuck.
well that's exactly it. If they get caught that it's fully rigged then it's a big screw over. But yeah,
Pretty much, you can't fight again in some things. Like can't fight, you can't do other sports. That's like the AFL players here. If they gamble, I think they're done. Like you're not allowed to gamble. You're not allowed to bet when you what?
we've got. Oh, I just wanted to look this up. I was like, I'm just going to type it in to see what happens. But guess what, Jim?
What?
Remember how we were talking about what's going on with that cyberpunk data?
Oh, I've seen that.
It's been
little
apparently
thing.
leaking online.
Yeah, I know.
It's circulating. Cyberpunk 27 developers say its hacked data is circulating online. CD Projekt says data breach worse than they first thought.
Is it though? Are they just delaying the updates now?
I'll come back to that. So segueing back from data breaching and hacks and issues and whatever's going on, we don't know.
How do they know?
It's interesting. So coming back from that, there was a hiccup through the week.
It's all so sus.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's exactly it. So that's why I want to come back to that too. Here's a little segue to come back to it. Through the week, I don't know if you experienced it at all, but I tried getting online at one point, specifically with Twitch, and I couldn't connect to Twitch. And I was like, "What's going on here?" Yeah, I was like, "Why can't I connect to Twitch?" Twitch was down, and I was like, "Okay, what's going on with this?" This is during the week. And users couldn't access Twitch. Some people could, some people couldn't. But there was a big, I don't know what was going on. But there was a lot of services that actually went down. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember what day it was.
I was on Twitch. No, Tuesday. No, I was watching Twitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, it went, a lot of it went down. So here's a list here. So countless popular websites, I got this list, including Reddit, Spotify, Twitch, Stack Overflow, GitHub, gov.uk, Hulu, HBO Max, Quora, PayPal, Vimeo, Shopify, Stripe, and news outlets CNN, The Guardian, The New York Times, BBC, and Financial Times, and they were all facing outages. A glitch at Fastly, a popular CDN provider, is thought to be the reason, according to the product manager at Financial Times. Fastly has confirmed it's facing an outage on its status website. Like, all those are all connected and ran through this CDN provider, and they all went down.
Is that a coincidence? Well,
yeah, they all went down. I was like, why can't I connect?
Connected to the one service then? Like,
yeah, they're all ran through all through the same provider.
Which
server provider.
So, like, How do they?
So whether there was like an overload, there was a hack, I have no idea. No, I haven't heard anything else from it.
Wouldn't
But
you? If it was
they
a
all went
hack, it would
down.
have a lot of things.
But yeah, they all went down. It's just
Because
like,
they're all
damn.
major like outlets, and oh man,
Yep.
like especially CNN, Twitch, like oof.
Yep. And it was Amazon. So basically, all these are very Amazon related services as well.
Oh,
So could you
Amazon,
think
what
about it?
just
It's
been doing? Fucking
so
the
you got like
aliens.
Twitch and you got HBO Max, and there was like Amazon themselves went down, and they're like partnered with Spotify, and then you had like PayPal kind of worked with them, and Reddit and all that kind of stuff. They're all kind of like in partnered with Amazon to a degree. Like they're all kind of
You know
on the
what
same
that
grid.
is?
So
It's because of Bezos is going to space. Aliens like fuck you, boom, boom, gone. You've lost
so
communications.
I know it was weird. So it was a bit strange that happened. So
It's just weird that all these gazillionaires are getting into the space industry,
mm.
like trying to be the first ones there, so they can profit from because no one else can do it then.
Where's this tweet? I'm just trying to find this
Because
tweet.
apparently Bezos is going to space sometime soon. Like,
Okay, so
another
here's
one, another one.
another one.
Uh,
So this
I
is
thought
the where is it?
3.
I got the tweet here. I got the photo that they tweeted out today for us. I don't know what time now that works out. Time zones are fun. So this is from CDP. This is from CD Projekt. They tweeted out a statement with, "We would like to share with you a follow-up on the February security breach, which targeted the CD Projekt group today. We have learned new information regarding the breach and now have reason to believe that internal data illegally obtained during the attack is currently being circulated on the internet. We are not able to confirm the exact contents of the data in question, though we believe it may include current/former employee and contractor details in addition to data relating to our games. Furthermore, we cannot confirm whether or not the data involved may have been manipulated or tampered with following the breach. Currently, we're working together with an extensive network of appropriate services, experts, and law enforcement agencies, including the General Police Headquarters of Poland. We have also contacted Interpol and Europol. The information we shared in February with the president of the Personal Data Protection Officer, the Prudo, has also been updated. We would also like to state that regardless of the authenticity of the data being circulated, we will do everything in our power to protect the privacy of our employees as well as all other involved parties. We are committed and prepared to take action against parties sharing the stolen data." So by the sounds of it, primarily a lot of it is staff-related contact details. So I'm guessing maybe sign-in, log-ons, like emails, pay wages, all that kind of stuff. It sounds like it's more that, plus a few other things that are related to the coding of stuff, like the game files and stuff. But it seems like it's more staff and contractual information, personal information, basically has been hacked. So that's a big thing.
I mean, that's
Bit of a dog move. That's even more of a dog move. Taking people's personal data. Like, why are you attacking and taking people's? Like, that feels like
Why would
you're gonna
they
try and
want
take
that,
it, and you want to make an assault against them. Like, you want to sabotage them even more by personally attacking them at their homes or something. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's a bit fucked up.
It is, but you know how people are like. There are fucked up people out there who do that.
Yeah,
Just
well, that
shits and
happens.
gigs.
I remember. Well, I've only found that recently that people can be pretty fucked up. But there was a story recently that I was reading that happened back in 2018. I read this the other day. It was to do with I can't remember if you ever came across the story. I've only heard about it now. But yeah, 2018. It was between Gavin Free and Meg Turney that they had a home invader back in 2018. Some dude got their details found their location, got their details, rocked up to their house with a gun. They apparently were locked away in a cupboard. They hid away from them. The dude ran around trying to find them. Couldn't find them, went outside, and the police rocked up, and they were in their car, and they ended up shooting themselves, basically.
That was pointless.
Yeah, but it's just that's mentally unstable people, but it's just fucking crazy. What? That's a lot of effort to go through all that just to do that. Fuck. He had the intent to harm Gavin and stuff like that. He had threatened to hurt Gavin and all this stuff. So, but I was happened back 2018. But it's, I mean, that's the only relevant I'm bringing that up. Is that people are fucked up. They will do some stupid shit. It is true. People just pointless things.
Who?
And then same as the guy that rocked up to the guy that ended up finding Boogie's address and rocking up at Boogie's place and being like, "Oh, come outside," blah, blah, blah. And then Boogie comes out. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And pulls a gun on him.
Yeah, that. He was
Like, why are
throwing
you
shit for
fighting?
so fucking long?
But like, why do you
All
find
you did
people's
say,
face?
come to my
Yeah.
house.
So like, did he give me his address and stuff like that? I guess, but
Yeah, I think you. I
but
think you
still,
did.
like, that's just fucked up.
You
Like,
still don't. You still don't do it.
no, you don't do that. Like,
At least don't go there threatening. Anyway.
people are just
Fuck.
fucked up. It's yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Boogie was locked up for a while. Like, he was in jail. He was in a
Yeah, for a week or
prison.
so.
Or, no, not prison, but like,
Well,
cell
they're
or
going to
something.
the court case. So yeah, you had to go through.
They had him held up. I'm like,
But like,
ooh.
what's it for? But because he pulled a gun out. But like, it's weird. Americans run around with guns all the
No,
day. Man.
he didn't just pull a gun
He
out. He
fired
put it
it.
in the air.
Yeah, but like that, Americans do that all the time, and then you don't see anyone else getting locked up. Like, you hear it.
Just think that bullet's gonna come down.
I know. That's why I'm getting all the time. That's why you see Americans being like, "Oh yeah!" Pew, 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 pew. You see them all the time when they're having their fucking. You see them when they're having fucking great times. It's 4th of July, something stupid. And they're like, "Yeah, do 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 do." Yeah. But you seen it? Have you seen those Americans going wild? Like those bullets are gonna come down. What the fuck do you think you're doing? No one arms them for shit. He's fucking boogie and pulls a gun on the guy and shuts the bullet up in the air. What do you think's gonna happen? And that's what happens with guns. Why do you keep locking people up? Why? That's the other thing too. It's like you have a law where you're allowed to have a gun. Yeah, okay. Well, but we're gonna. Oh, he fired his gun. Oh, it's dangerous to fire a gun. Well, no shit. No shit. Why the fuck are you allowing people to have guns in the first place? You know, like that's the whole thing with the
They shouldn't have fired it, really.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, what you think you're gonna do with a gun? The whole point of a gun is to fire it to cause harm. Like, that's what a gun is. It's not gonna tickle you. It's not gonna send tickle bullets. Like, and that's like this incident where there was like that whole thing where there was like the guy held up a person. If you heard about the Pokemon incident where there's like the Pokemon cards and dude lost his shit from scalpers, he put a gun on a guy.
No, I heard about the PS5 though. You can sell on that, and he got knifed over it.
Well, there's that, but like there was a Pokemon card thing where because the whole Pokemon cards are going mentally retarded at the moment.
No, what? It's just
Scape is going crazy. Yeah, it's just cards, and people pulled a gun on this, but like, give me the cards, you know, at a Walmart or something like that, and then they go, oh, we're gonna lock up the Pokemon cards, put the Pokemon cards away. So no one's like, the Pokemon card. No one's holding up someone with Pokemon cards on, be like, oh, I've got Pokemon. Give me a gun. Give me a gun. I'm gonna snap you with these Pokemon cards. No one's doing that. Oh, so if someone goes, I'm gonna stab you with Pokemon, are they gonna lock up the guns? Because someone's threatening to steal guns with Pokemon cards? Like, maybe people should just start going around with Pokemon cards and be like, I'm gonna cut ya. You give me your wallet. I'm gonna slice you. I'm gonna slice you. Like,
they wouldn't do shit.
oh, but like, you know what I mean though? Like,
Have the new Pokemon cards? They're fucking flimsy as shit.
yeah, they're pretty crap. But like, that's what I mean. But they're like, oh, we're gonna lock up the Pokemon cards because it's causing too much problems. Oh, but the guy wielding a gun in a Walmart being like, give me your cards, I want to buy some.
Yep, we've still got pens. We've still got phones. We've still got shoes. That could all do the same fucking thing.
Anything can hurt someone. Like, but no, we need to protect our guns. We need to protect our guns. Guns aren't protecting shit when they're putting a hole straight through you.
I mean, let's look at our history. People hardly get shot here.
I
mean, you get one every now and again, but
like, it's not
there.
innocent people. Just like people putting shit on people. Just be like, maybe a knife or something. But it's just like, oh, it's a knife.
Here it's usually just like knives and shit.
Fists.
Like
It's usually fists.
and
People pushing and yelling and screaming at each other. And
axes.
fists.
Anything sharp will get you here.
Oh,
And all the
more the
fucking
animals.
animals.
More the animals than
Exactly.
anything else.
Oh,
But yeah, so that's that. But so that's that out the way. That's just all that nonsense
It
that's
is,
been
but, I
happening
mean,
for the week. Oh my god.
if you have a gun, expect to be. Don't shoot it. Don't even aim it at someone.
Unless you're intending to do harm, and you shouldn't be harming anything.
They're coming for you.
It's coming right for us. Oh no, it's coming right for us.
I just think, like, the dude was just standing there, just mouthing off to him. He just goes, boom. Like,
Just scare him.
you don't do that. You shoot at the fucking ground, just push down, not fucking up in there.
Well, that's exactly it. Shoot at the ground.
I mean, you can still get done for that, but like, it's still better than shooting in the air.
I think Boogie watched too many movies.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, because they always do that when they threaten someone. They shoot the gun in the air. You know, when they try to scare everyone. Have you noticed that every time they try to scare someone, they shoot the gun in the air? Shoot at the ground at the feet.
And they shot the bathtub.
Yeah. I can't remember one of those. Was that?
He's like, oh. I can't remember.
Was that like was that A Million Ways to Die in the West or something like that?
Maybe.
Because comedic.
Maybe.
It was a Western film, maybe, or something else.
No, like he shot the bathtub and it come down. Like the whole bathtub come
I
down.
can't remember. Yeah, something like that.
Like something. I don't know.
Some
I know
comedy.
Breaking Bad.
Because of the
He put the
acid.
stuff in and ate the bath and it fell to the floor.
Because he was like looking at it, he goes, "What's leaking here?" Next, he just
It's just. It's like, oh.
everything ate. The whole bathtub was eaten.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
you've been put in plastic. That's
so
what the
bad.
tub was for.
So bad.
Imagine cleaning that up. That looked nasty.
That was dangerous.
Because it had a dead person in it. It was
Mm.
all dissolved, and then it just went to the. I don't know. It did something. I'm gonna watch it again.
Oh, it's creepy.
If you've never
Um,
seen Breaking Bad, watch it. It's so
Yeah,
good.
there's some crazy stuff that happens in that.
One of the best shows on TV.
My
Really.
minerals. Gotta count my minerals. Gotta count my minerals. Where's my minerals? I gotta count my minerals. Oh my god.
Oh, I fucking love that show.
But bringing it back around, we had all these things come out this week. Like I said, Jim's been mainly onto it. He's caught me up onto it on
Not
speed. I've seen a
really.
few things here and there. You got onto it more than I did. I forgot that it was Game Fest week. I was like, oh, there's just stuff happening. I just forgot.
Yeah,
Even though we did the party
Game Fest
last
weekend.
year, even though we did this last year, and it was around the same time we had the Game Fest, and we held freaking the whole podcast. We had multiple podcasts about it for the fucking weeks. Oh.
Because once it starts, it doesn't stop. It just gets better.
Yeah, it just keeps going and going.
and
Yeah,
better.
and then and then it goes into E3 and stuff like that. It just keeps rolling across.
So
So-
E3 is tomorrow, Monday, 12th.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's
So-
12th now.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, something leads into it and rolls into it. Just
Maybe. I know
So who
Bethesda
does-
and Microsoft up pretty early.
they'll get their stuff out the way, I guess. I don't know.
I'm keen to look at.
It'd be nice to know what they're bringing out.
I don't think there's nothing coming out this year.
Maybe they'll bring some more confirmation of what's actually happening. Maybe with the whole partnership.
Because you're salty still, aren't you?
Oh, it's just people are confusing and people can't be like, oh, they haven't said anything.
No, they
People-
have. They've said this. People are saying this.
That's what I'm saying though. They've said one thing and they're going, oh, it means this. And they went, no, it doesn't. They've said things, yes, very vaguely. They haven't pinpointed it specifically saying this is what's this is this. They haven't specifically said these games are this and these games are that. They've just vaguely go, okay, well, this is what we're doing overall because I think they're still trying to decide. But people are just going, that means this game's exclusive to Xbox. That means this game's going to be exclusive. No, it doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean jack shit. Oh,
Does
people...
it mean jack shit?
Listen to them. Listen to what they're saying. Don't just stop reading
Take
between
the
lines.
devs for their word. Take Todd Howard for his fucking word.
Like he said it ages ago, and that's part of the old obligation because they promised
I'll
it.
say it now. Elder Scrolls and Fallout are always going to be multi-plat.
Yeah, because people are saying that people could be like now all the old games will be multi-plat. It's like Fallout 5 will be an Xbox exclusive, and it's like fuck off. Elder Scrolls has already been obligated to be on all platforms. Starfield was already definitely promised that it was going to be multi-plat. And Fallout's going to have to keep continuing because if it goes exclusive, it's going to cut out half the market that was originally. They're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to have to buy an Xbox now just so I can play Fallout 5. Well, if you can't
PC.
change the fucking. Well, PC, there's that too, yeah. But, like, fuck off. Like, that's just doing it in stupid. You can make more money by offering it to other people still for those games.
And that's their plan, though. Like, they're going to still do it, but they're going because they're still going to get the reward.
Because then you've got, like, Deathloop,
Like-
which is an exclusive to PlayStation. Like.
Yeah, because I mean they're doing their original contracts.
That's what they said they promised. Like, games that they promised to have exclusively for PlayStation will still happen. Like, it's smart move. Like I've said before that they bought Microsoft. It's smart to buy a company and still feed out the tree instead of just feeding one stem. You feed out the whole tree, the whole
look at
tree
Minecraft.
flourishes. Exactly. Like, they're making money off both. Like, they already own PCs, so they can make a PC. But there's mobile sales, there's Switch sales, there's PlayStation sales, then all the other merchandise they've been doing as well. And then they did the re-release with a new version, which they a whole different game, which is Dungeons, and that's on all platforms. So they're making extra money there, and then people buy that, and that's heaps of money because they've got the tendrils out. But when you've got You got the heads, you got more things going on, they can do more. But when you've got no heads and you've got the one, you just look like a dick. Like my little analogy there, that was great.
Literally.
Yeah! Fucking tendrils and then, oh no, you're just a dickhead. Oh, and then everyone else that keeps going on makes themselves look like a dickhead. And it's like, oh my god, just... Why do you have to be...
I'm overseeing it, I'm overhearing it,
why do these people have to be so happy being like, oh yeah, it's just that's what's gonna happen? Half of these people are like, yeah, it's gonna be an Xbox exclusive, and then they don't even fucking get it and play it. That's the other thing too. It's just like, yeah, it's fucking Xbox, we've got more games over here. Are you gonna play it? Nah, I'm not really into that game. Then why does it matter? Why does it matter if it's on the platform or not then? If you're not gonna play it?
Fanboys, bro.
Oh, it's
They
just...
want everything.
Apparently it has
I'm
to...
gonna play it, but I want it.
It makes it. It's for the platform. Is it for the platform, or is it for you, or is it for the company? Like, you're the consumer. They don't give two fucks unless you're giving them money. That's all they care about, is money, money, money. That's the whole point of having a business, is to make money from you, if you're going to buy the stuff. I have a bit, like...
Nintendo.
Oh.
Nothing ever goes on sale there.
No, they know. They know, because people will pay that price. They keep doing
because
it.
they're exclusive, and you get it nowhere else.
Exactly.
I mean, not saying that's a good thing either, but like even Sony, like some of theirs could be somewhere else. But it's just play the games and shut up.
At least with like PlayStation, Xbox, and their exclusive games, at least their games drop price over time.
Yeah.
When
Nintendo, I think.
What are you doing, Nintendo?
Mario Kart 8 is still like $90, I think.
Like friggin' the Zelda Breath of the Wild. Still a $79 game. $79. Like, that game's how old now? Like, drop your price a bit.
2 years.
Like, fucking come on. It came out when the Wii on the final. It was the final game that came out on the Wii U.
Fuck knows when that was.
And that ended a while back. It was the last game to be released on it.
It was like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, something like that. That's crazy.
And
but
anyway. It comes on sale, but it doesn't stay low. It just goes.
It's like it's only like $5 off. It's like $5. Oh, it's on special, $5 off. Oh yeah, I'll go buy myself a Happy Meal with that money.
On Nintendo.
Yeah, they make money. They make money.
Bob
the Builder.
I've also got an E3 prediction.
Yep.
It's going to be a Mario or a Zelda game.
They announced a new one, which will be a re-release of something else. Oh, there's supposed to be.
It's going to be a remake, so.
Well, we still got Breath of the Wild 2 coming.
That's next year, isn't it?
So it wouldn't be, yeah, so I don't know what's going on, if we'll see more of that.
Or was it this year? If it was coming out this year, we'll probably see it at E3.
We're supposed to be getting the trilogy pack of Zelda games. We're supposed to get the Zelda trilogy pack.
I'm sick of Zelda.
Like we did with the Mario games, where we got the Mario games in that trilogy pack.
I bought that twice.
Zelda's supposed to be doing the exact same thing.
That's stupid. So, I tried playing them, Mario. I suck at it. Like the first one, Mario 64. I suck at it. That game's fucking hard.
Yeah. At least you got saves and stuff nowadays.
No, I'm talking the controls.
Yeah, they're very janky.
I was also trying to play it on a fucking Switch. My hands were slipping the slider like, controller is good for Switch. I prefer it docked than handheld.
Yeah, definitely.
So I got the Crash controller. Like, it's a proper controller.
Other things. But going from there, so we'll go on to might as well transition over and start getting into the
There's not a lot, but there's some.
We got a bunch of stuff that we're gonna reel through and then talk about a bit of them. But I think we'll jump into the film stuff first because it's only very small there. So this week, for those that haven't realised by now, that you must be living under a rock. Loki has now started up on Disney Plus. The first episode is out. It runs for 51 minutes. I watched it and felt like it was only 20 minutes. I'm like, how the hell did that hour disappear?
There's Owen Wilson.
Wow. So good. And it's actually done really well.
It doesn't sound like Owen Wilson, though.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that picture I shared, though? The time crashes?
No.
It's a photo where because it's like wedding crashes and they photoshopped Loki's head onto what's his name's head
No.
because it's gone on with it. And it's just time crashes. It's friggin'
Like you said on the what's his name hit.
yeah. I can't remember his name. What's his name again? That big bloke. I can't remember his
Big
name.
bloke.
You've seen wedding crashes. He's a tall bloke.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. That's it. Yeah. They photoshopped Loki's head on Vince Vaughn's body.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like time crashes. It's like freaking hilarious.
How do you forget Vince Vaughn?
I can't remember. He hasn't been in anything for a long time.
He's in tons of movies at the moment.
Oh, what? I haven't seen anything with him in like anything new in the last 3 years.
10 years maybe.
Maybe that even. I don't know. I keep watching old movies with him in it every now and then. I keep forgetting his name. Keep forgetting his name. But yeah, there's that. But no, so it's pretty good. So I'm keen. It comes out every Wednesday for us, in Australia. But I'm keen for the next episode. Wednesday. Oh, it's so good. I'm so keen. But yeah, that's doing really well. Apparently, it's done better than for the first launch, like the first episode launch. It's done better than I guess what they were saying, like anything on Disney Plus or any show on Disney Plus. So not surprising. It's Tom Hiddleston and it's Loki. Everyone loves it. It really gets into it really like chucks you in there, and it really like it already opens up like what's going on with the universe. It really fucks over the whole universe in total. Ooh. Like there's things in that where it's just Loki's just like, fuck, what?
Okay, then.
So basically Loki goes, fuck, what is life? It's one of it's kind of those kind of moments. It has one of those moments in it. It's just like, is life a lie? This is like fucking hell. It gets really deep, like really quick. It's just like fucking hell. It really throws you on the deep end, but it's great. There's been a lot of mean people
That's
making.
What you expect though, because it's Loki. Like he.
Well, it's to do with like especially with it's to do with the time agency as well.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just
yeah. Whatever the name they called it is
TVA.
Like, the what?
The TVA, yeah.
No what?
Time variant
agency. I do want to watch Loki though.
Oh, really so good. Do. Yeah, I don't want to spoil.
I'm not getting Plus just for that though.
No, we'll have to. Maybe I have to. I don't know.
Crazy. What? You doing a what?
Do a watch party.
Do a watch party. I'll watch it eventually.
I'll watch it again.
When it's out on DVD.
Oh, dude, I don't know if you want to wait that long. Maybe a couple episodes and binge a couple episodes. We'll figure a way. We'll figure a way.
No.
I
ain't got time to watch Loki just for a fucking hour.
Like that hour, 20 that hour goes by in 20 minutes. And you're watching, and you're like, yeah, and then at the end you're like, oh, I was just starting to get into it. Like, it's just like
another 10 season. 10
seasons.
A 10 episode season.
I think so. No, 6, because it's hour-long episodes. It goes for 6, so it's 6 hours in total.
Okay, short.
6 hours or something like that.
6
5
hours
hours.
A season.
Yeah, because they're hour-long episodes. That's the only reason why.
I mean, they don't really want to spoil because they're still gonna make movies. So.
But I mean, you can fit a fair bit in an hour. Like if it goes.
6 weeks. That's a fair while.
And then after that we've got Black Widow that comes out by the time it curves out.
In July, yeah. No.
July 9th.
Yes.
So by the time this kind of pans out, then we'll have Black Widow.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was going to come out last year, so it's going to cross the story. I don't fucking.
Well, that's exactly it. The character that was revealed there was a character that they revealed in Black Widow, and they had more of a story arc with the character got revealed in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh. And the character made no sense because there's this character that shows up and there's no reference. She's just there, but the reference is that she's actually from Black Widow. It's like where you kind of like, I guess it kind of like he's a surprise character, but then you get to find out more backstory. So it doesn't really matter too much, but
they should have delayed WandaVision and all that shit for later, and still had Black Widow.
I don't know why they had to try and delay that, but yet they're happy to put the show out. Like, wouldn't you just put the movie out and make money? Like, you're still gonna make money.
No, you put out these other shows still.
But that's the other thing too. That's the other thing that gets me as well is you have all these shows which their time running adds up to be longer than the Black Widow movie, so that you would think that's more production value and time and money.
How long is Black Widow? Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it'd be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You've had WandaVision, which is a total of like 3-4 hours. or something like that of content. Then you've got Loki alone that's like 5 to 6 hours. Then you've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is like 5, 6 hours. Like they add up like way longer if you have them
They're not really that long at all.
like you have them longer when you put each of those seasons together compared to the movie. Like each one of those seasons alone is longer than the movie, and yet they'll happily put them up on their service for people to watch.
Yeah, but they're not really. They should have just made movies of them.
They could have made extended movies like. Or 2 movies
like
out of
part
the thing.
1, part 2, part 1, part 2.
Like that's the other thing too, but that's weird though.
Avengers,
that's exactly it. And that's what I mean. Like, why couldn't they have Black Widow up on the service and they made those things into 2-part movies and put them at like cinemas and stuff? They would have made heaps more money. Like,
yeah, same as Falcon and Winter Soldier. That could have made 2 perfectly 3-hour-long movies. Oh, yeah. Probably. Maybe could have cut some content to make it a little bit shorter, but.
That's what I mean. Like, it's just weird. I still say it's like the Game Pass experience all over again.
Yeah, but I don't get why the episodes though, because then you got to wait. Then you go, oh, that happened. Oh, what happened last week?
Yeah.
At least in the movie, it's all compacted into one.
The amount of times I've been watching content because I've been watching it with my dad, so I watch it and then I watch it again with my dad. So I watch every episode of all these shows I've watched twice. Every episode I've watched twice because I watch it myself and then I watch it again with my dad, and I watch it myself.
Yeah,
or with my partner and then with my dad.
Then you spot something else that you didn't see the first time.
That's pretty much it as well.
Because I've watched Avengers a couple of times and there's still stuff you haven't seen before. It's like, what? Like, that happened?
Yeah.
Because when you watch Avengers, there's little details like in the background.
Oh yeah, there's always something. There's always something that's they always do that with Easter eggs and stuff.
Like, how did I not notice that before? So like something very major, you're just like, how did I miss that?
But anyway, they had that little short clip like you saw, and I was like, what? It was that short clip of the DC League of Super Pets. It was like a 26-second clip, something. But then you said it had some big names in it. It had like The Rock and Kevin Hart and. Did you say all these people?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, yeah. It's like all these names. It's just like, oh god, who's gonna be who?
Oh, well, it's just names. It's like, it wasn't even a trailer. It was just a...
like, it's like, is it gonna be like Secret Life of Pets, but like Super Pets? Is like that's what we're going at? Is that what League of Super Pets is?
Was it DC Pets?
What's the DC Super Dog? Like the Super Dog?
Is it Superman's dog and shit? Like
Yeah. It's Superman's dog. He actually had a super dog.
Fuck off.
Yeah. No joke. It was actually a thing.
I don't need it.
So I'm wondering, is it like Secret Life of Pets, but like that style of Secret Life of Pets? But so the character like to the do we see like Superman and the dog's gonna be like burp, 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 but then when the dogs and everyone's talking, they'll be like, hey Super Dog, what are you doing? Oh, not too much. Green Cat or something like Green Lantern Cat or something. You know what I mean?
Animated though. I don't know how.
Like, is that what they're gonna be having? Is it gonna be like I said, if you've ever seen Secret Life of Pets, like, is it gonna be like that?
That was good.
That's what I'm saying. Is that what they're going for? Where the pets talk to each other? That's why they've got voices, like people acting these voices. So we're gonna have like Keanu Reeves as like Super Dog or something like that. It's like, is that what we're getting? Or
please no.
Kevin Hart as Super Dog.
Not Keanu Reeves as a fucking dog. That'd be weird.
Or The Rock, most probably.
Because dogs have emotion.
Oh
dogs
wow.
Keanu Reeves. Dogs get happy.
It would make sense to be the dog.
That was cool. Like.
So who would it? Oh.
Wolf.
Dude, Keanu Reeves would be Batman's dog.
Wolf.
The Bat Dog. He would. I reckon that would work. The Bat Dog. He would be Bat Dog. I don't know what pet Batman has if he has a pet. Bat. Pet bat.
Wolf.
Squeak.
Squeak.
Because we have no idea. We just have all these names that they announced, but we don't know who's going to be in what role. I don't know.
There's a thing of like 6 or 7 names.
It's all like big names. It's all decent names. I think we said at least.
Someone Lao or someone.
You've been putting off names. I was like, they sound like popular names. But anyway, another trailer dropped as well for Monsters at Work, which is the Monsters Inc. TV series. Like
that's what I want Disney Plus for.
Well, maybe by the time all these things up, maybe you might just get a subscription so you can watch Monsters at Work and then watch Loki and.
I'm sure watch Mando and shit.
Catch up on stuff. Yeah, catch up on it all. Maybe when that drops. Maybe when Monsters at Work.
Monsters at Work is July 7th.
July 7th, so that may be a thing too, where it may come out every week. So maybe if you get a subscription, so not July, so what say August, September. If you were to jump on even December, if you were to jump on then, Black Widow will be up on the service free to watch.
Because that should just be just Netflix still. Like everything just go through fucking Prime on Netflix. Like, fuck. Like, you've got a thing. You watch one thing, then you've done.
Yeah. So
Like,
much to watch.
there's Stan, which you said you don't watch either.
I pay for it. I only watch it primarily for Walker.
That's what I mean. Like one thing.
Hmm. So that's no. Oh yeah, no, that will be up. No, a new episode will be up. Oh yeah, I have to watch that.
Oh,
It came out this week. I just realized. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I went to go check. I think it's this one. Was it next week? I can't remember now.
you can't remember.
I clicked on it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. I was like, I had to wait something. I don't know. Either way, that's good. That's getting close to another episode. This will be a good one though for the people that had Netflix though. The new Masters of the Universe cartoon anime. I don't know because it's kind of like an American anime, but it's kind of like a cartoon. But just how its art style is, it's a bit different. But at least anyway, it's
Kind
new.
of retro, kind of new.
Yeah, it's different. It's more. There's a lot more action. It's more interpreted with how they do a lot of the
was at the start. That's all I saw.
Yes, so Mark Hamill, the voice of Skeletor.
Yeah, that's all. It's just laughing.
But yeah, was it Masters of the Universe Revelation? Yeah, so I think it was from what I remember, it's directed by Kevin Smith. So
yes,
so it's pretty cool.
Fucking good.
It looks from that trailer alone, it was like action packed, high powered. Skeletor, like that trailer at the end there, Skeletor's like, hey, and he like summons this massive fist, like, and he like punches this portal, and then the big fist come out of it. And then how you didn't see that? He did this whole and he made like this little. He did this whole like cast portal thing, and then a big massive portal behind him appeared. And he's like, yeah, and this like massive fist comes flying out of this portal, and then you see He-Man just like, like colliding with this massive fist. It's like double his size. It's just like, oh fuck yeah. Oh
That'll
no,
be fucking good.
Oh no.
I remember watching that back in.
Oh no, I just had a thought.
What?
He-Man in Fortnite.
I don't reckon. That does not make sense.
And Kratos did.
A mascot for Sony, so.
Yeah, but He-Man.
But still, why not Crash? Crash has a bazooka.
I know. Proportions.
I think Crash, no, he's too small, I guess.
His sizing, he's got weird hit markers.
It can makes you aim
Ratchet.
better. He's too small as well.
5 foot something.
Yeah, but being 5 foot in Fortnite, it'd be fucking like a tall Ratchet, like down up here or something. Like fuck that.
Massive big
Look,
head.
It'd be so stretched.
Massive big head.
Big fucking ears.
Big hit markers.
Big fucking hit his ears. Headshot.
You see the bush and you see his head, top of his head just sticking out like it's massive.
You slide him out. You does a fucking sniper.
But yeah, so that's a pretty cool. At least some pretty cool film stuff happening, like coming out and that's been out. And yeah, so we have to wait and see what's going to come from that.
Right.
There wasn't too much else that was really announced. But there's a lot that was going on with games, so definitely. I mean, it makes sense. It's not called the friggin' Summer Film Fest. It's called the Summer Game Fest, so it makes sense.
I'm a film fan.
Maybe. So one of the biggest one that everyone's been hyped for definitely is Elden Ring. Everyone's crazy for that one. Everyone's just gone mad for it everywhere. Like that's the first thing. Even when you like go down to the EB store, like there's a few other announcements that have been announced yesterday and stuff. But like EB was one that was like quickly pinning going a little dodgy little cutter going, get prepared, announced E3 announced or something, Game Fest announced, whatever it is. Elden Ring. It's just like wow, they didn't hesitate at all. Like they were straight onto that. Everyone's on it for Elden Ring.
They would have had it for ages though. Just waiting for that.
Have to have. Definitely have to have.
Well, not ages. Probably the last month.
Something like that, or at least last week.
Last week even.
Get a bit early so it doesn't get leaked or anything.
I looked at it. I'm just like I want it.
But it's what is it? Elder Scrolls. Fuck me. Elden Ring. That Elden Ring. It's like a soul. It's a Souls. It's a Souls like game. But is it more medieval? Wasn't it? Kind of thing. Fantasy. I vaguely remember watching the trailer.
Something like that.
But yeah, it was more in the sense of being like very fantasy, very like.
Also, it's open world. Like you can get on your horse and go wherever you want.
Yeah. So I guess I keep thinking Elden
looks fucking good though. Like
oh yeah, decent. I guess I think I keep. Well, I guess why I keep thinking Elden because it's like Elder Scrolls meets Souls. I guess that's maybe what I was thinking.
I'm just still not happy that they haven't improved their graphic style.
Hmm. So they've got Elden
Still
Ring
look
and they've got the other game as well
janky
that
though.
we
Like
mentioned a while
Sekiro look
back.
nicer.
Sekiro, yeah. Well, we still got the other game that I mentioned a while back as well that's coming out. So
What?
the other game that was a Souls-like game, that Souls rip-off game. We mentioned a while back on the podcast. This is like 5, 6 episodes again.
Was it
Huh?
Lords of the Fallen?
No, no, no.
Neo?
That's the actual game that's coming out. Mentioned,
Bloodborne?
huh? What?
Bloodborne, boy!
Yes, well, we'll get to that eventually. Bloodborne,
Wait, I mean,
yeah.
it's a very, take it a big pinch of salt, though.
Big
A
pinch
big
of salt.
grain of salt, I should say, not a big pinch.
So
But,
yeah, I don't even remember what that was now.
I'm hoping it's real. Like if they got what's the name Blue Point, who did Demon Souls to do Bloodborne. Oh, I want it. I want it.
He wants it. He
Which
wants
there
it.
could be an announcement next week, which is right in line with an E3. But Sony aren't doing E3.
Oh, that's right. Time Seer. Time Seer.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's that other game. That's what it was. I just found it here. That comes out the end of this year.
How do you remember that? Then?
I had
You
to
just
bring it up.
Googled
Oh yeah, no, I flicked up through the notes. It was episode 13, and we mentioned it in.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
And that was during the BAFTA Game Awards.
That was the start of the year.
So.
That's crazy. Yeah, but I forgot about that game.
Yeah, so then we got Elden Ring, and then we've got Time Seer. Time Seer.
Time.
It's time. I keep saying that. I kept saying thyme because that's how I pronounce the thyme, like the word, like because it's the herb thyme, but it's time.
Time.
And then I realized that the whole thing. I'm like, after I'm like, oh, it's times, and then I realized like time sir. I'm like trying to figure out like time seer. Oh, I get it now. Time seer. Like I can see time. Time driver. Oh, big brain.
I'm there.
Time seer.
Time there.
Makes sense.
I said the same thing. I didn't know what the fuck it was, and then you said, I'm like, oh.
Mm.
It just clicks. I was just like, oh.
So yeah, so at least we've got a couple of games that seem to be coming out that are Souls based. So kind of genre. It's going to be more and more, I guess. That's the way it's going because people like
I hope there's
RPG games.
more.
Mm.
I mean, I hope the Bloodborne thing's real because I'm sick of playing. I cannot play the PS4 one because the frame rate is janky as shit and nothing is even. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
That's freaking FromSoft though. Like that was their. It's a good game.
Mm.
They
But
should have learned from old games how to make a fucking steady game.
yeah, but
Like it's not smooth at all.
Mm.
Like you play it and your frames are like.
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
For fuck me. Like I tried playing it, but I was trying to block, and if you hit a spike in the frames, you're getting hit because they don't lag. You lag, the game doesn't, and you're getting hit, and then you're dead.
So bad how it's...
Someone got it running at perfect 60, I think, on PS5, PS4 Pro. They actually hacked the game.
Wow.
Somehow on a jailbroken PS4, I think, or 5, 4, and actually got it running at like 60 frames. Caveat: it was
That's
in
crazy.
720p,
That's crazy.
but it was smooth at 720p.
Yeah.
Which no, 720 is bad.
Oh yeah.
1080p is bad now.
That's where we're still at. Like people keep going, oh yeah, it's like it's one or the other. Like it seems to be that we're still stuck in that rut where you either got 4K at lower frames or it's like high frames at lower 1080 or 40. Like it's not.
No, you can do 4K 60.
Like we're starting to get there now, but like it's still a lot of stuff is still very teetering. It's one or the other, but there are a lot that are.
Which, if you want a good example, Ratchet and Clank that just came out yesterday. That's 4K 30, but you can get 1440p 60, which is upscaled to
Mm.
4K. It looks pretty much exactly the same as the native 4K.
Mm.
I'm like,
It looked great on stream.
and it's 1440p 60 frames with ray tracing. I'm like, Insomniac, man, they're up,
Oh,
they're up
look!
here
It looks
for
so good.
games.
It looks so good.
Like, I put on the Twitter, like the detail is. Like, I show you Dazzy's freaking eyeballs. That had ray tracing in his eyeballs.
It's so unnecessary, but it shows you what you can do. The fact that we got ray tracing on the eyeballs, like, it's got
And it
better ray
wasn't just
tracing than
any
my eyeballs.
ray
Like,
tracing. You could read shit.
yeah, you can see reflective areas, even though if it
You
didn't
could
make
see
sense.
specks on the fucking floor in his eyeballs.
Mm, it's
Like,
insane.
I'm keen.
Oh.
I'm gonna show off that photo mode every 5 seconds. Photo
Photo.
mode.
Photo.
Photo mode.
So there's a few other things. I mean, a few other things here. We got a whole list. One I'm
Oh,
keen
good
for that they
page.
announced was the which I looked at, which was pretty cool, was the Evil Dead the game,
Oh yeah.
which looked to me very in the vein, but like twist upon, like it was kind of. I don't know who built it. I saw it built it, but I don't know if it's right. But it looked like it
It
was out of the
reminds me of the Friday the 13th game.
Dead by Daylight. I was going to say.
That's
Would
the
be
same people, I think, isn't it?
might be Dead by
No.
Daylight might be the same. They're different between Friday the 13th and this, but I think the people that did Dead by Daylight might have made this. Which because it looks very much like Dead by Daylight and just how the mechanics and everything moves, but it's more not just about running away from monsters. Like you get to fight against things now, which is
You get to be the fucking enemies in there too.
well, that's what you get. Well, I mean, you're always the one in Dead by Daylight, but you got the whole variety. Like you don't just have to be like the main bad guy. You can be like it's going to open a whole section of like people being able to cross play with each other, like being the good guy, like the four good guys, and then everyone being the bad guys, kind of thing. Like it's going to open up massive play.
That enemy was so cool. That undead king. Oh,
Yeah, that's Evil Ash.
excuse me. Is it?
Yeah, it's Evil Ash.
I've
So
never
good.
seen it.
Yeah, it's in the movies. It's in Army of Darkness. So
Ash goes evil.
yeah, there's a thing where he's from what I think what it was I think from vaguely what I remember, I think it was when he cut his arm off. His arm had I think it was whether he would cut his arm off or is his duplication clock. I think it was his arm. He got his arm off. An arm grows another version of him, which is Evil Ash, and Evil Ash tries killing him, and he becomes that later on. It's a clone of Ash. Yeah, this whole fucking crazy twisted mind thing, and it's like crazy. It's been so long since I watched it, but I think that's what it was. He cut the arm off. That's why he ended up having no arm, because he ended up cutting his arm off because his arm gets possessed. And the arm, yeah, grows a new Ash, and it's Evil Ash. Yeah, you got
I just
crazy
hope
demon.
they continue that fucking Ash vs Evil Dead. That show was so good.
Well, it's kind of the game kind of continues that on in a sense because you play as old Ash in that. It's weird because you have shots where it's like I think it's the whole universe almost because it has Ash with the original cabin with his like girlfriend, the original girlfriend, and like the people that were staying with him in the cabin. But then there's also showed shots of him older and it's with the girl and that guy that were in the series running with him. So it's kind of like a mixture of like the whole universe in the game.
Combine past and present into the one.
Yeah, I think they're just covering the whole thing, which might be, but yeah. But that series was only like, what, 3 or 4 seasons? And it wrapped up kind of thing, but it...
I think it got cancelled, didn't it?
Mm.
Which kind of sucks, because I fucking enjoyed it.
And then there was the reboot.
Just for that.
Well, then there was the reboot movie they did, and then there was supposed to be a sequel to that one, and Ash was supposed to actually appear in that one. It didn't I don't know what's going on with that. It's because Sam Raimi did a reboot to his Evil Dead, which was, if you've seen that Evil Dead, which had that kind of cabin presence, but it was a girl survived the whole thing. And then at the end, it had like Ash going groovy. At the very end, like he was going to show up in it. Like it's like a whole metaverse thing. I don't know. They had this whole concept going. I was like, oh, and then they didn't do it, and they ended up doing the series instead. It's just like you had this whole thing going, and then I don't know. Keen for that. The other big reveal we saw in the last couple of days was Battlefield 2042.
Forgot about that.
That was pretty dope. It's set 100 years before 2041, 2142. 2041.
1942.
No, well that's the Battlefield.
100 years later.
The future one, Battlefield 2142.
I thought it was 2042. Oh, I do.
The new one now is 21. The new one's 2042, but the one that came out years back was 2142, which is more futuristic.
Oh, they're going back, forward, back.
It's all to do with the year 42. I don't know why. Because
All the games are going
they've done, because I think they have done 1942 as well.
Yeah, that was.
So they've done 1942, now they've done
Like
2042, and then they'll have 2142. So
because Battlefield 1942 back in the it was kids.
Mm.
Get the planes.
Mm.
I mean,
So
it
it's all
did
that
look
sort of-
fun though. It does look. Wait, it was only cinematic. It wasn't gameplay.
Well, that cinematic was still pretty cool. Where it's like the base was being assaulted and blown up, and then everyone's like, "Oh crap!" and they jumped off. Like they come off that cliff edge there, and they made all badass, and he's like, they're all like that's just how that was pretty cinematic, where they're falling off, and he's like looking at his like I guess crewmate, like someone that he worked with. He's like, "Oh god, we made it!" Except the tank just fucking plows him out of the sky, and or whatever else is fucking blown up. It's just coming off as well. And next minute, and then he's just like falling on, and he goes, Shh, and then he's got the wingsuit and just glides off, like, "Okay, I'm out of here, bitches!" Like. Oh, I was like, God damn it, there's so much going on.
I mean, it's good they're not taking it so serious now. But
Too
it sucks
serious.
there's no campaign still.
Which does suck. So yeah, that was another thing as well. They announced that there's no campaign per se. Like, it's just straight up multiplayer, but they're going to be having some story in the multiplayer, so I don't know how that's going to work. We've seen how that's gone. It doesn't really work. Black Ops tried doing it.
Yes,
But it's
no,
weird.
Black Ops didn't. That was mainly the Battle Royale story, and that was just a mess.
Black Ops 4, they had that, the Spec Ops kind of, it was like that training mode, and the training mode was kind of a partly story explain shit. They had cutscenes for the training mode for each character when you learn each character. And that cutscene was basically, that was what was meant to be from the actual cutscenes and stuff from the actual story, but they cut it down and ended up going with that, and that's how they kind of ended up telling the story through Spec Ops and some of the stuff in Black Ops, Blackout. No. It's so bad.
Stupid.
We've seen how it's gone. We've seen how it's done. It doesn't work. Why are they doing this? Who knows? But they want to do it. I already called this once before that they were going to try and do a multiplayer only game, hoping it wouldn't happen. But here we go. The cold make me yawn.
That's weird. Yeah, I got the fuck. I was meant to have a nap today, but I told Daz I've been on. Daz noticed I was on fucking soft.
I slept in this morning. I slept in. I had to get up for work. I get woken up and I'm just like, oh, you just better wake up. Going, yeah, okay, yeah, get up and realize. I was like, I woke up half an hour before I started. Yeah, so I had to get dressed and race to work. Got there on time though. But I was just like, Jesus.
Well, I kind of did the same thing. I was like, my alarm's going off.
I had a good night's sleep though. A good night's sleep.
Good night sleep. Apparently not.
These are the last few nights I haven't had before that. It wasn't too bad. It was a bit better than the last one. So, I do apologise for all this yawning. Muchly appreciate it. Muchly appreciate it. Muchly appreciate. I was going to say. Oh my God!
I don't apologise for yawning.
I apologise. Let me just quick swig.
It makes them yawn, then they fall asleep listening to us.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're already over an hour in, so that's alright.
And then okay, it's playing the next one, and the next one,
yes.
and the next
well, especially if I connect them together, which I've been trying to do. We've got... So a lot of these games are actually coming at the end of this year, and a lot of them are next year, but a lot have been coming... are planned for the end of this year, which is pretty cool. Look at all these games that are coming out, so...
It's just weird that there can be more games during E3 that'll be like, oh, that's coming out very soon. They're coming out tomorrow. It's coming out in a month.
Yeah, that's what it's like. There's a lot of these games that are coming out that they're announcing now that are actually coming out this year, and it's like, oh, no one's really got any time to really plan up for it.
Which was that Evil Dead sometime this year.
End of the year, and then the next one here, we've got Jurassic Evolutions 2's coming out sometime this year. So that's been announced as well. The trailer looks pretty cool. We're continuing on with that, which is cool.
Got Jeff Goldblum talking again, as always.
Sheffy.
Yeah, Dad said before, I was like, I want Joe Goldblum to narrate everything.
Yeah, I just love listening to his voice. It's so good. I just love him to narrate all the games. That's be great. Be great.
All of them. Every game ever. Just gonna go to every fucking dev studio.
Imagine if it wasn't Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk, it was Jeff Goldblum.
Whoa.
Jeff Goldblum
Jeff
is.
Goldblum.
You know, we got, I do feel like, you like, nice, yes, death. I don't know what death would feel like, but I'm alive, but I'm an AI. I'm in a body, but it's not my body, but I'm thinking, but how do I feel? I feel tingly, but is that the electrodes? I don't know, but it could be, but I'm not me. It's like, it's like a Jeff
I don't
Goldblum
know
with.
if that is really how he is. That him in real life? Do you reckon?
I don't know, but he's always funny, like how he talks about. Like, have you watched any of his like I think it was on Net. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was Netflix or was it Disney. I can't remember.
I
He did. There's that
think it was
series.
Disney.
I think it was
We
like,
had
yeah.
the one where he was talking about ice cream and
Oh, the stuff where he goes,
shoes and...
he's like, oh, like the taste of ice cream, and it's like this. He describes everything. Every time he does, he describes everything. Like, oh, it tastes sweet, but it's cold, but it's warm, and it's spicy, but it's not spicy. It's blueberries. And it's like, what the fuck are you going on about?
Is that show still going?
I don't know, but it's just great just listening because he rambles on, and it's just so like hilarious.
They went so quick as well. It was like an hour-long episode.
It was an episode that was talking about jeans, for Christ's sake. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, we're like wearing
This
jeans.
was
It's
one
like,
of the
what?
first ones.
Oh, it's friggin'
Goldblum
hilarious.
is great.
It's just great. He's a person. Like, he's a unique person. There's no way.
He likes life.
He loves
just likes
life. He loves life. It's great.
Because it was him experiencing things for the first time as well. Like
There's a lot of things.
he
Yeah,
did bike riding and shit. I'm like, have you not bike ride before? Have you not rode a bike?
I don't know. It's weird. It's just how he does the stuff.
Look, what if I fall? What if this happens? Oh.
Yeah, he really. But he
Before
really
you back
monologues
up.
it. He really monologues everything though. Like, it's crazy. It's insane.
You just got to question everything.
Yeah.
Well, I do the same thing sometimes, but
But he monologues everything he does. It's insane, but it's so cool.
I reckon that was all for the cameras, though. All that.
Well, that's how he acts, though. Like, he acts. That's his act.
Yeah, but when he's actually acting in movies and that, he's not like that. He's a normal, just like this.
Well, I don't know. If you remember seeing him in Jurassic Park or like Evolutions and stuff like that, he's just like Independence Day. I think it was Independence Day. Was he in that? Yeah.
It was normal.
But like, well, he kind of is normal, but then he goes, oh yeah, but yeah, like he always says that thing where like he explains it, but then he's like, yeah, but you know, no, yeah, but what are this? If the equation is that, but then he always does that. He always has that. It's just him. Like he hums and haws in his dialogue, like his monologue is always humming and hawing. It's great. It's just like
I reckon that's written in there. Like he just puts it in and they keep it there.
Like it's just so it's great.
Because it works.
That's so good. But yeah. But anyway, Jeff Goldblum. I'm not too fussed about this next game as well. Like there's more drop of the Vampire Masquerade. I never played the first one.
Is that the second one or is that another one?
This is
Because the second one got cancelled.
This is the second one, I think it is.
I don't think.
Like it's meant to be now.
But the game got cancelled not long ago. It's weird. I don't know what this new one is.
It's Vampire the Masquerade anyway, but it's the new one. They had a new trailer drop for it, but I'm still not. The game looks so dated still, even from its cinematics. The cinematics look so old.
No, that's the one that was shown a couple of years ago. That looked good. Like, remember that one they had the big smiles on their faces and they're like dancing around?
Yeah, even then, like you see cinematics and it's like okay, it's highly detailed and stuff, but like just how the game moves and looks, and this looks janky. Like the modeling is.
They're
a bit
an
janky.
indie dev. They're an indie team. So.
But they've had a first game. This is the second game after something. I don't know. It
takes a while.
They've been working on this for a while.
Takes a while to get. Just you look at. 90s don't count because everything was shit looking back there. Not for us because we were kids, but. This is so next gen. The PS1, PS2, PS3, 360.
Well, they got the high detail graphics, but then the game's just like mechanically like dated. It's just like it's like PS5 graphics, but it's dated to like early 360 mechanics.
Because I remember playing PS2 games and thinking, "Oh, this is the best fucking shit ever." I was like, "Yeah, this looks so good," and then I was like, "That was trash." And then got Ratchet and Clank ripped apart. I was like, oh! And then in like 10, 20 years, oh, that looks shit.
I don't know.
I missed the 4K in my eyeballs!
I already see 4K in our eyeballs.
No, we don't. Not really. We don't.
We don't. We don't see 4K because we got glasses.
No, we see 8K.
We 8K,
No, you can't even
47.
see 4K. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, why make things in 4K if we can't realistically see them?
no, you can if it's like a game in that, but like not real life. Because real life, there's more detail in that ratchet than in fucking real life.
Yeah.
Like, we don't see ray tracing our eyeballs.
Yeah, we do.
Not really. Not that detailed. If you could fucking zoom up right up close. Nah. Nah.
You're really into it. Nah, that's got extreme
You
detail.
just see the light.
Yeah.
Like, you can see like people in his eyeball. You can see like
I know it's
the
unnecessary
environment.
reflection, but he has got giant eyes at the same time. His eye surface is like
Big
fucking. He's got massive eyes. So.
Quarter of his fucking head.
As the third one to the series, Dark Pictures House of Ashes.
Ooh.
So that's the third one in the anthology.
Yeah,
Dark
the
Pictures
last
series.
one.
So third
Oh.
one.
Fourth one is the anthology's 4.
Yeah, so this is the third.
Ugh, just get them over with.
Man of Medan was the first one. There was that other one which I can't remember the name of, and then
Yeah, that one.
then House of
That's
Ashes.
so bad that no one plays it.
Yeah.
They're just not good.
It's gonna be
Well, I
interesting to
don't
see how this one goes, though. I'm kind of keen to see if it's gonna be like a more of a shooter, because it looks like they're trying to portray more of a shooter game around
Yeah, but
this time.
still,
It's
what are
interesting.
they hunting? It's fucking
Shoot
massive, whatever it
survival.
is.
So it'd be kind of interesting to see if they go with a different game mechanic. Would be cool to see.
It's an injuring.
Well,
Kind of injuring.
interesting, interesting, and ding, 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 ding,
Kind of injuring. Oh, interesting. Injuring.
entering,
What are you saying? That
come her.
that was intruding.
Come her.
Making our own fucking language up now.
So yeah, that
Dang
looks
it.
pretty. That looks pretty interesting. Comes out this year as well.
I'm keen because it looked good.
It does.
The other two, I thought Man of Medan looked good. I played it. I had almost everyone survive except for one person, and I'm
Yeah.
not playing it again.
One
It
of
didn't
those
really
things.
grab me. You know, if I didn't do that one thing wrong, everyone would have lived. At the end of the damn fucking game, I pressed the wrong action, and I stabbed the person I should have not stabbed. And they're like, "Oh, the game's over." Oh, one person died. Right at the end.
He couldn't go back to the start of that mission.
All I had to do was not press a button. And I was like, "Stab it!"
You couldn't go back to that mission and skip that part.
You got to do the whole game again.
Wow.
You got to do the exact same steps I did, which I don't know what I was picking. And you got to make sure you get the right outcome.
That is mental. Yeah, because all choice. All the games to do with choice.
That's what I mean. That's what was it Until Dawn?
Yeah. Well, that's that company's like. But then you've had other games which is like that, which is like Heavy Rain
That's
and.
All by them, really. Oh,
Well,
not that. But
No, but you got like other companies
that's
which are.
not the same though. That's not.
It's all
I mean,
choice.
kind of.
Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls.
No, it's not the same as
Detroit.
Until Dawn and that.
They're the same base concept though. Like it's all multiple choice, and you got choices of what you can do. Some are set determined, but you've got like so many multiple choices which affect the game's outcome.
I was trying to platinum Until Dawn. That game's gonna take like 30 playthroughs.
It's
Because
mental.
there's one, all the guys have to live, all the girls have to live. Without the guys living, you've got to kill all but one. You got to kill them all. You got to save them all. You got so many
It's
fucking
mental.
playthroughs.
They want. That's what it gets me. Like that's why it's like it gets me with Telltale games because you play the Telltale games and you get all their achievements and trophies just for
mental.
playing one playthrough. No matter what you do, you get it all through the one playthrough, which kind of sucks because then you kind of want to go back and there's no reason to go back and choose different options because there's no. But it's kind of good. It's kind of bad.
You always get the trophy or achievement at the end of the chapter. It's like, my choices didn't matter because it's going to be here anyway.
Yeah, it's just like I want to go the other path and just go.
So they're also mainly talking because you don't really have to walk around or anything.
Mm.
Some you do, something like The Walking Dead. I think you move a little bit, but
Yep.
the Borderlands one that was good. That was mainly just watching.
Yeah.
I mean, you still walked it a little bit in certain rooms, but mainly just pressing like A or X all the fucking time, like
Oh yeah.
doing to
So.
quick time events and.
But they work well though, because Minecraft was walking around doing a lot of that. The Minecraft one, you did actually a lot of walking, which is kind of fun. You actually got to build stuff as well. You got to build sculptures, and you got to make your own unique sculptures related to stuff. And it's like, yeah, cool, I made my own thing. And then you see it later on in the game where you made this stupid little emblem, and it looks like I made like a thing that looked like a penis. And it's like, oh look, here's that one statue they had earlier in the last game. It's penis.
Penis of two.
um,
I just don't get the Telltale games anymore. Like, I don't get why they run out of business. To be fair,
I don't know. They do good.
people love the games. Like they also did 7 Days to Die. That's been in beta for fuck knows how many years.
Well, that's something different too. That's a different type of game as well.
Oh yeah, that's an open world.
Like it's cool to see them do
Also,
something
that's Telltale.
different.
How is that game getting updated? Still, is that ever coming out to full release? Is it ever going to be?
But it's amazing to actually, like I said, it's still amazing to see them make that game that's completely different to what they do.
Yeah, that was pretty much before. That was right at the start of the actual story games too. Like that was 2014,
Something like that.
2013. Was it on PS3 and that, or just last gen?
Last gen.
I'm pretty sure it was just PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Which means like it's still in that fucking early access. Like it's still on Steam as an early access game.
Yep. But at least they tried to make something different.
Like we tried playing it when we didn't get very far. It took us like 3 hours to find each other. Dad, I'm in a house. Oh yeah, which house? Over here. Where's over here? Check the map. I'm over here. I'm at the house. It's a big church.
Took forever, yeah.
We found each other, then we just didn't play.
Got there in the end. Yeah, we finally got it, and then we didn't, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That's one I
We didn't
mentioned.
know how it worked. Like, we couldn't party up. Like, we couldn't invite each other. We
You have to
couldn't-
go on the same server or something like that. I don't know.
No, that works.
It's.
I've done it before. That was on console.
Yeah.
And I didn't set it up.
This is another one that I mentioned during the week, which I thought was funny, because I kind of mentioned it. I was like, this should be the thing, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh yeah, it gets announced, which was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is a D&D inspired style game.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's the trailer doesn't really explain it being that, but apparently they've written up that's a D&D inspired game. Which, if we go back to last week's episode when I was talking about the Borderlands movie, for those that have listened to the episode, we mentioned the Borderlands movie. I specifically brought up that one episode where, because I was thinking, because Roland was back alive, and the only time Roland was alive was in that Tiny Tina story told game, which was like a D&D style RPG adventure game. And I was like, that's what maybe the movie would be like. Oh, they should do more of that. And what are we getting now? We're getting more of that. And I'm like, what? I was like, this is what we're talking about, like a week ago. Like, I know, of course, it's been long waited in the works, but it would have to have been. But it's just so funny that I happen to mention that, like, that's what they should do, or this is what we should see next. It'd be cool to see that. And then it's happening. It's just like, oh my God.
Use us for your predictions, like where we say shit and it happens. We're magic.
I mean, it's happened before in the past. Like, I remember back in the day, if you remember, like, I've heard it before, but, like, it was like back in the day when I used to play on the old OG Xbox, and I used to play Sims on the Xbox, and then I was like, oh, the Sim games are fun, and I used to play Sims on PC, and it's like, oh, they need to do a thing, implement a thing where you could, like, and I used to say it all the time to my friends, but like, oh, they need to implement this mechanic where you could, like, instead of just, you know, you'd have your DLC and you kind of, like, travel these different, to do your expansion packs and stuff, you'd go to these different areas and do stuff, like, you'd actually jump in a car or a bike and drive to those locations, like, actually, like, you could see you getting there and doing stuff like that. And then they basically end up releasing on the Xbox Sims Busting Out, which basically you could buy vehicles and you actually got to use them in your house, and you to transition going to locations, you would jump in the car and it would drive to the location you're going to. And I like predicted the whole thing mechanic before it came out. I explained how it should work, and then the game came out with the exact mechanic that I thought up and explained how it should work. It was to a T the exact same, and I was just like, fucking, I was like going mad, like, I need tinfoil hat, someone's hacking my brain. I was like, well, because I was like kid back in the day, but I was just like, how the fuck does something match up so perfect to a thought that I had, and I mentioned to my friends that they should do, and then it happens. Like,
a lot, though.
It's
like,
coincidences,
people
yeah.
say things,
But like to a T, I was just like,
that.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's my idea, and then it's actually happening. It was cool. Fucking weird. Still one of the trippiest.
Give it back.
Still one of the trippiest things that I came up with. I thought of, and then I ended up seeing it later on being announced, and I could play it. And I was like, wow, it actually worked. But they did it for that one game, and then they never did it again.
Yeah, because it was people didn't like it. I don't think.
No, it was too tedious. But I mean, you kind of get to walk around the city in like Sims 4 and stuff like that. You actually get to like, you can actually walk your character. Yeah, you can actually make your character walk around the whole map.
Sims 4 on the Xbox, and that was horrible.
Yeah, when you do stuff, because you actually have the whole map now. You know how it used to be just that the
house.
The house, and you could only work with that area. And people would come and and you could zoom out and you could like build other houses next door and stuff. But like, you couldn't really, once you're in your house, you had to like tab out to like go to the neighborhood and then go to a different, and you'd scroll to another place and edit that only location. Like, you can actually get your character now, follow them and watch them walk from their house to the library or to their job. You can actually follow them and actually follow them to it, not just it would just jump to it. Where you'd be like, oh, what are they doing? And you teleport to their job and you can see what they're doing at their job. But like, yeah, you can actually walk them down to the park or to the beach or, actually click them.
Crazy.
Like, you can't actually control them walking, but you click them. You can click them to do these activities, and it would actually seamlessly happen. So the whole world was interactive.
What was that? I think it was busting out where you had like you can get all the fucking hacks and shit.
A lot of them had them, yeah.
Where you had like the gnome.
I think,
you got like, the fucking gnome and you just put in the cheats. I think it was when you learn the guitar. How do they get that fucking... The things they come up with in there, like when you're learning stuff, like the cooking and that, like if you pay close attention to their interactions, it's like a real thing. Like they get angry, they get like happy, they get frustrated, like fucking great.
Oh, Sims are great.
Back then, it was PS2 days, like.
Again,
it hasn't really been innovated on because it's still basic when you think of it. Like it's still basic.
It's just more that you can, instead of just being stuck to one lot realistically, you can do the whole map. Like, you can.
I'm keen. Sims 5, whenever that comes out. You know it's been done.
It's been a while, yeah. So
when did 4 come out?
Oh, a while back now. Definitely a while back. 5 years ago. 6,
Ooh.
7.
Ooh.
It's a while back.
I was looking at a Vampire DLC. I was like, wow.
There's so many DLCs they got to it.
They got the pets. That looks pretty cool.
Pets is always good.
No, I never played it.
This was a pretty cool little announcement. I'll say the next one, the pretty cool announcement, which was pretty funny. You told me about it, and I was like, I gotta look it up. It was the
what?
director's cut. Death Stranding director's cut. So Death Stranding director's cut coming to PS5. Just that little promo trailer they had for the director's cut was just freaking great. They just had the whole thing panned out, and it was basically just like Metal Gear. And then they had the whole, like, the room laid out, and they had the music playing, and the guards were walking around like it was like a whole homage. And then you see, what's the character's name again? I can't remember his name. Sam Bridges, that's it. He does like the box, Bridges. And he like gets the box, and he turns the box upside down, and then it's like, what?
Like,
And like, how do I do this?
He slowly opens it.
He tips it over, and then all the oranges come out of it, and he has it upside down, and he's looking at it, and then he goes, turns it right way up, and then it's like folds it open, and he goes, and then jumps in it and crouches down like a cat inside the box. And he's just like, It's like thinking, will this work? Will this not work? And then he's like, gets out, and then puts it back in the shelf. He's like, nah. Hopefully they actually make it a proper mechanic.
I think that was in that one. In the Death Stranding. Originally? I think it was in there. Yeah.
Originally there was an actual...
I think it was under the box. I'm not sure.
If you found the right box, it was like a little Easter egg. I think it had an Easter egg. That game does a lot of Easter eggs.
I'm thinking, if he's putting Metal Gear hints...
New Metal Gear?
I'm thinking that Metal Gear remake is being done by Kojima.
Oh, the first one. Yeah, like they were talking about like the first Metal Gear.
Apparently, it's going to come out this year too.
Maybe we'll get another announcement to that. Maybe.
State of play next week with the. Can you imagine Bloodborne remake, Metal Gear Solid remake?
I'd be so keen for that Metal
Silent
Gear
Hill.
Solid remake. Like I would have to play that because, seeing what's the name's ass in high definition 4K.
It wouldn't be the same though. It'd be in third person. Yeah, it'd be like behind like Metal Gear Solid 5 and.
Hey.
You mean is it in the cutscene? Is it?
Yeah, remember that cutscene where they did the whole thing where he's like
I never played
that's no guy, and they like looks in and it's like because she like was in the cell and she knocks out the guard and then she walks out the cell
Yeah.
and he goes wait a minute and it zooms in and you see the ass walking. He's like huh, that's no guy kind of thing. He's like that's in the sky. Like he knows he's straight on it. He goes he's like huh, that's a bit suspicious. And the pans into her ass. That was the best joke in that. That was the best joke in that. That was
I
awesome.
think those games are full of that though.
Oh yeah, they're great for it. The old
Crazy man.
the old dirty mags and stuff they used to have in the.
Like you have to the fucking lockers and it's like ooh, and the fucking posters on the inside the locker.
So good. They're so good. Oh.
I remember the little details in Metal Gear. Like this is a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2. Like you could slip over on seagull shit. Like
Yeah. The noveltiness. It's just the noveltiness of some of the things. It makes no sense, but it's just like okay.
the games are so good. Like
Yeah.
I used to play the third one, Snake
Well,
Eater.
it was was it the second or third? Yeah, something. But it's like the paradox
Which one?
thing where you could create the paradox in the game. There's like a paradox in the game. There's like a paradox glitch, and everything starts breaking, and like the whole game's got this whole Easter egg mode where you can. There's a paradox that happens in the game if you activate it, then it creates the whole time loop on everything, and everything's like events happen differently, and it goes and it loses control.
The third one, wasn't it?
I think it was the third one. Yeah, there's a whole thing you do where you
Or
create.
four.
No, it was one of the older ones. I think it was Snake Eater.
Snake Eater.
But yeah, there's a paradox because it's like it creates this whole paradox thing, and someone else dies when they shouldn't have died, and then it just goes on a whole loop. Like there's a mode you can flick it into. It's fucking weird. Look it up.
I
Look
was
it up at some point.
I was watching a stream the other day, and they were playing Snake Eater.
Yeah.
They started the game. You know the intro song. They sung the whole fucking thing perfectly. They sung the whole fucking like 5
good. I need to
minutes
play
song.
them. I need really to get back into them because I bought that HD thing for 360. I need to try and play it.
You play it on Xbox One.
I really need to do it. I got
They
the
had
sign
Metal
all
Gear 2 and 3 on Game Pass.
Okay.
Maybe it's on PC. Oh. Oh.
Ooh, we can talk about tra-la-la.
Tedious.
Ooh, my ding ding dong.
But yeah, I mean, I tried to stream them on console. You can't.
Oh
You
yeah.
cannot stream a 360 game on Xbox One. I was like, that's odd. I can stream an Xbox One game straight from console, but not a 360 game.
Yeah, because it doesn't connect to the service properly or something.
Yeah,
From the actual console, but through your PC though.
Yeah, I can do it through PC, but I already uninstalled it months ago.
I will play them again. I need to get into them and play them again.
I'm gonna wait.
I got a Metal Gear collection.
What if they remake the whole trilogy? Like, oh.
Yeah, I've got a Metal Gear collection. I own. Was it Snake Eater? I think was the third one, which was on both Xbox and PS2.
Snake Eater. PS2.
Next, there's one that released on the Xbox. I got an Xbox copy of it.
Number 2. Sons
One
of
of them.
Liberty.
I think so.
Sons of Liberty.
It's so weird. Out of all things, like it was always PlayStation. Then the one game they released on Xbox.
And it was shit. Oh,
I think it never
Peace
worked.
Walker.
No, it was one of the actual main ones. I think it was 2 or 3. I can't remember.
Would have been probably 2.
It never worked because they never continued it on.
No, because it was never. This is the thing. An exclusive
That's a
wasn't
completely
exclusive.
different game.
Like, because Xbox was so late to consoles.
That's
Like,
why I
no
was
one wanted
always
to party up with them.
got a late division. Then we had all these games that were exclusives, and where are they now? Like Brutal's. Was it Brutal Storm or something like that?
What the fuck is Brutal Storm?
Brutal. I think it was Brutal Storm. Brutal something.
I want.
And then you had
There's only one Xbox game that I really want back.
Blinks.
That's Death Row. That game was so good.
There's so many
It's
games
like a
that were
sport
exclusive back in the day,
violent
but that
game.
they just don't exist anymore.
Or Kung Fu Chaos.
That's what I mean. Like, there's all those.
Where are the licenses gone? Like, how
And what happened
they
to all these
lost them
games?
all?
Like, they just never made sequels to them.
Xbox had a lot of first parties back
Mashed.
in the day. Mash was PlayStation.
No, they had that one. I think it was only Xbox.
Yeah, the rip-off one.
Hmm.
Because when we played Mash, you used half the controller, like you and your mate used share a controller. Fuck,
Yeah.
that was hard.
There's so many games that were exclusive to Xbox. I've got them all. I've still
I mean,
got them.
kids now, they got gaming easy.
Hmm.
When we used to share half a controller, I was like, ain't gonna win.
They make games interesting.
Not really. That game was frustrating.
What else we got? I wasn't really intrigued by this one, but I wrote it down anyway. It was Lost Ark, which is apparently a Korean MMO action RPG, which is finally coming to the West in their statement that they wrote.
Oh, so it's been out for ages,
I
just not
guess so.
here.
I saw it, I was like, oh,
Or
well,
in the
I'll write it
US.
down, but I was like, I'm not too fussed on this. It's
Doesn't
not
look
a
good.
pretty average. Very dated.
Oh, one of
Um, another one from
them.
there was a new dungeon crawler game called Endless Dungeon. It's coming out. Looks not too bad, but it's just a very typical dungeon crawler like
Looks not too
Diablo.
bad.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. So
Diablo 2 remake coming out soon, I think.
that's exactly it. We got Diablo 2 coming anyway. So
I've never played Diablo. I'm
very
keen
cheap.
to start on the 2 remake.
No, it'd be good to play it.
I was
I reckon it
talking to
looks fun.
someone on stream the other day, and it's like, they're like, "Have you played Diablo?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna start with the 2 remake." It's like, "You lucky son of a bitch."
You re-experience it from the beginning.
I
Well, not
can
the beginning,
experience
but
it. Fresh new coat of paint.
yeah, it's fresh.
Because I've heard like the original Diablo 2 was running bad. Like there was it was it was a
That's why I
good
never really
game.
played. I played a bit of it, but I never played because of that reason. It was just janky.
Like people lost like 8 hours of progress at a time. People lost full saves. The game wouldn't look just freeze and
That's
crash.
why it's good that this game is built from the scratch up because a lot of the time they take shortcuts.
It's built from the scratch up.
Dude, I'm gonna make all the, I gotta break all the analogies. I gotta break them all.
Uh,
I'm on a roll now. I gotta keep making analogies and break them.
break, break them all.
What you know what they say about living in wood houses? Don't throw chainsaws.
Fuck's sake. Oh my god.
But yeah, no, like there's definitely like a lot of games that are just like especially if something like that was janky because I was like that with I remember that with Spyro where they had a bug that was broken in the original game because it was the same source file, just upgraded. That bug was transferred over to the remaster or whatever it was,
Oh, the
the
remake.
remake or whatever it was. Yeah, because there was a bug in that because they used the
Is that the
original source
running
file.
one?
I can't remember. There was a thing that you do and you couldn't get it, and I found that the bug existed in the original game and it transferred over to the remake remaster. It's like,
I don't
oh
know how.
god,
Like you meant to like check all that. Like
that's what I mean. And improve it. I think they finally improved it now after a few updates. But like, that's kind of the best thing when they do make a game from scratch, from the ground up with new engines. There are no like those bugs don't exist anymore because it's improved with a better
I mean,
system.
they do to a sense because you don't get rid of the whole source code. Like you still keep the base
But with
foundation.
basically with I think on the
And
Lord Diablo.
if there's bugs in there, you're fucked. Like you've got to iron them out.
But from I think what I remember with Diablo, they had to build it from the ground up basically
Yeah, with
because they had like
teams
no
that shouldn't be
resources.
working on it.
Because they had no resources, they had no nothing. So
With teams that shouldn't be working on it.
they folded them into the fold.
Vicarious Visions should be making the Crash game. No,
Yeah.
sorry,
No, you're right.
Crash.
You're right.
Ties.
Tie,
So Bob making Spyro.
ties for fob.
And Crank and Crash. Ah! Who makes the next Crash?
No one, because it's not happening anytime soon.
No, Ties to Bob made the fourth one. But Code Visions made 1, 2, and 3. Who makes the fifth one? Toys for Bob, really.
Together? No, it'd be toys for Bob, realistically. I was hoping we'd see a new trilogy. And on that note, I still actually need to finish playing 4.
I haven't even...
It's different, but it's kind of the same. It's kind of like fits in with the genre of gameplay as the originals.
Yeah,
But it's just like
which makes sense.
I
But
really need to
that
play
added
it.
too much, I think. Like them masks.
It's too
I
much. Well,
put too
it's
much new
definitely
in.
like a reboot of the original fourth game. I've said it before. Like if you look at the original fourth game that came out, that
Yeah,
wasn't.
but it continues on from the third.
Yeah, it continued on from the third.
They've
So it's like basically,
they've wiped out the others
it's funny
completely.
because it's like because it's even like I said in before in that other fourth one that exists already in the old series, there was 4 masks in that you collected as well. And then you got this one,
Yeah,
which is
but
number 4, and there's 4 masks you collect in that as well that give you powers. It's the exact same game, but like rebooted. It's
they've,
interesting how they've done it.
but they just went fuck your mono mutant, fuck your true insanity.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
proper.
This is the new timeline. This is what we were going to go with. Because I think a lot of the team is two original teams, but anyway. We're segueing. We want to get back on track
No,
because I'm just.
because that no, because the original was Naughty Dog.
Yeah, but I think some of the people that did work on that have like come across to help. That's why it's so to a T. Like it's on point. It sticks well because it's.
No, it's not hard to make a replica, not a replica, but like stick to a formula.
Mm,
Like if you know the games well, you should be able to make a game like that.
mm. Everyone
You've
jumps,
seen that with
but I'm saying like everyone jumps around studios. They don't stay with one studio for their whole life. They jump around. They work with different companies. They
or the
do.
majority do. It's just the few that go, I want to do this now. Bye.
A lot of them do it. A lot of them move around. So
I'm
company to
actually Ted
company.
Price. That dude's a fucking legend.
Mm.
He started Insomniac with Spyro back in the 90s, and he's still there now making fucking Ratchet. Like
Mm.
that dude. He
Like,
went off
yep.
at someone before.
Mm.
He tore him a new one apparently.
Do Terram that far that ended up in 2 Point Campus?
That gun looks good, doesn't it?
It
I
does.
want to do the night school thing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we played a fair bit of 2 Point Hospital, and I want to play a lot of their new DLCs they've had for that. They've been coming out for a while now. There's so much DLC. There's like 8 different
You get a
DLCs.
bundle on everything now, I think.
Yes, heaps of stuff that game's got. And I'm like, I want to play it all.
That's a lot of content, though. Like, you got to go through it from the
I
start.
did not expect them to release that much DLC.
I mean,
Oh.
there's a lot you can do with it, and they've done. Like, as long as it doesn't feel the same, like you're doing the same thing over and over, like that would be pretty annoying. Like, what did they add? Do you have any? Do you know what
Just
they
new
added?
themes and different regions to do stuff in. The different genres. They added a lot of theme packs, like different variety of things. It's not just basic hospital stuff, you know. Kind of remember they hinted at when they did that whole clown hospital thing. It's like kind of things. So you do like monster hospital and like different regions of stuff like space hospitals. I can't remember, like for example, but
Ice Hospital.
yeah, I don't know what it was exactly, but there's like things like that. For example, like they're themed stuff and it's different. It's not just basic hospital stuff. There's new items. You can do a little bit more creative, like looking after your own hospital regions or whatever. I don't know. I never really looked into it properly. They look cool.
I'm keen for that 2 Point Campus because I was watching the gameplay trailer reveal.
Well, like they said in that.
And they said that they was watching streamers on 2 Point Hospital.
Like
And
what they
they're
were
trying
putting
to
in that.
put what worked there, what streamers wanted or gamers wanted into the 2 Point Campus. So they've added, you can make buildings outside. You can make your own buildings and.
So people must have been doing that in 2 Point Hospital then. So they must have been in the DLCs where
They were saying they wanted that for the next.
But they've been.
Which is not a hospital game; it's a campus. So
Yeah,
cool.
I guess they were. But still, I guess people were trying and must have been glitching their ways to doing those things to make.
Yeah, on PC for sure.
And that's what I go. Well, people have been doing this. Let's actually put it into the game or something like that because of mods.
I've also got a thing here which is pretty interesting. If I can see it. If you enroll on their website, you get a free item at launch.
That's cool.
But it comes out next year sometime. Which, it's not that far. It's already halfway through this fucking year. Oh, it's not that quick.
So yeah, that's exactly it. The other thing I saw as well that got announced was a Stranger Things cross Smite. A Stranger Things Smite crossover which brought 11, the Demogorgon, and Hopper to the game. So they took her. The sheriff. Hopper.
Hopper?
Hopper. Yeah. Hopper.
I've seen some Stranger Things.
David, what's his name?
Harbour.
Harbour, yeah, as Hopper.
Just call him Hellboy.
Hellboy. Ron Perlman.
Put Ron Perlman as his own fucking avatar in Smite now.
Ronnie. Just Hellboy. Just bring Hellboy. It's like Hellboy would work in Smite.
Hellboy would work. Big ass fist, just boom.
Just watch it. We'll see Hellboy in Fortnite.
Ah, for fuck's sake, don't even say it. He doesn't. Oh, yes, he does use a pistol.
It looks so funny. He's like big. Big ass.
Hellboy's too big. Yes, it likes
Big ass Heen, and he like. I mean, they got Cable in the game. He's pretty beefy.
Yeah, but he's not like massive like fucking Hellboy.
He's pretty beefy. He's like.
Yeah, but not fucking massive ass fucking fist.
Yeah.
You go for the fist shot, his fucking weakness.
So
Shoot him in the fist.
So my announcements I grabbed from the list. You had a bunch as well. I don't know what you had
You
to.
forgot the main ones, bro.
Well,
Did you see the haunted space?
No, I couldn't find these. I
Oh.
forgot. You told me these things, and you go. I'm like, I can't even think.
You couldn't find them. But this is up your alley, does.
Mhm.
Just think, this is like Star Wars, TIE fighting, dog fighting.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's dog fighting. You can trade and you can craft your own ships,
Oh yeah, not too bad.
which it seems pretty. It looked pretty damn good. I think there's a story to it, and you got a caramello. It looks so good. What you see is just ships, just dog fighting.
Oh yep.
You see a bit of crafting. You don't see trading, I don't think, but it's there. But yeah, it hasn't got a release date either. So that's on next gen and PC, or current gen PC.
Mhm.
It definitely looks next gen like it's nothing that could run on previous, because this
Yep.
is like full space, like it's
Large
highly
scale.
detailed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Kind of like what Ratchet is like. That could have run on that. But when you look at side by side, the two Ratchet games of recent thing, no. The other game was trash. But yeah, so Haunted Space. Apparently, it's kind of a horror. I don't know if it is or
Yeah.
not. But we have to try and find out. Also, there's a few games. There's Broken Pieces, which is a psychological thriller.
I've dropped my spoon. I've broken
It looks-
pieces.
It looks like The Medium and Life is Strange combined.
Oh.
Just about the second world.
Yep.
Like it's a weird fixed camera. You walk and it's weird. I don't like them. You're doing fucking Drax. You cannot see me. But yeah, that comes out sometime. Q2 next year,
Yep. Not too bad.
2022.
So there's a lot of games end of this year to the mid of next year.
It looks like Life is Strange and Medium. Like
That's weird. Interesting.
that's weird. Fixed camera angles should not be a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Because you try and there's no depth, like you don't know where the fuck you're gonna. Oh, the mic there. Also, there is Unbound, Worlds Apart. I couldn't read my own writing. It's a side-scrolling puzzle platformer, kind of like an Ori hand-drawn world too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I
too
mean
bad.
that got released. Oh yeah, actually coming out next month,
Oh wow.
28th of July, man. It looks pretty good. You know, the little black balls from Kingdom Hearts with the little pointy hats.
Yep.
Kind of looks like one of them in like a little magic robe with a little pointy hat.
What the hell?
It looks pretty cool. It's a side-scroller puzzle adventure.
Okay.
Technically, what it really said, it said it was a fierce platformer. So I'm like, what's a fierce platformer? But hell yeah, 28th of July, man. Which is on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, XS, and PC.
Pretty bad.
It's running back compat on the new next gen.
Yeah.
If they're coming out now, that should have a We have a native PS5 and Series X version, but
Yeah.
you'd think they would, but I guess that's more resources for the developers to put them on separate discs, ship them with the last gen. I don't get rid of last gen for everything. Fuck them.
What's the point of having next gen out if you're not gonna?
Well, look at Ratchet. If that had to be dumbed down, that wouldn't be as good. Because you have to take out the riffs, because you can't. That could not run on PS4.
Yeah, the physics. Yeah.
Because I've seen live gameplay, they can go through map like, and there's no loading. Really.
Yeah.
Like it's so fucking quick.
I'd be like, if you were to use it last tech, you'd go through the portal and then be like load screen, and then you come out.
Yeah, look at Spider-Man on the PS4 one. You had the little subway ride when you was fast traveling in Miles Morales. They had to put that in because the loading was too quick.
To slow it up, yeah.
Instant.
And yeah, people liked it too.
Yeah, because people put the subway on.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I did. I just fast traveled. It's just there. Also, there was one that we need more info. Can we please get info on? It's called Steel Rising.
Steel Rising.
Yeah, which I just put need more info. It's a steampunk robot uprising game thing. Steampunk, bruh. We don't get many steampunk games apart from BioShock, which we haven't had a BioShock in fuck knows how long, since 2014.
Yes, it'll be one of those eventually.
Well, it's not the same developers though.
No.
It's someone else. So do they go back to the first one or two? Or
They can do anything though. They can do anything realistically.
Because Infinite was good, wasn't it? I didn't play it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. It was actually fairly decent.
Weird art style though, compared to the first two.
Similar, but yeah, but also different.
It was more.
The second one was going that way in a sense, but then yeah, definitely the model.
The first one was so dark, like.
Oh yeah.
Dark.
Definitely the first one.
That game's hard. I tried playing that. It's hard. Cool. Jesus. So Still Rising. Keep an eye out. They had no release date or nothing. Not even a window. We talked about that. There's a game. This is for you, Des. It's called Unpacking.
Unpacking.
It's a game where you unpack a box into a room.
Oh.
You know how you do like your house flipper and that?
Yeah.
This is where you put things on shelves. You put your bed where you want it. You get to furnish a house with out of boxes.
Nice. Was it a PC? Xbox? Switch?
I don't know.
All of the above?
I think it's for everything. I guess, but mainly PC because it looks like a mouse was dragging shit.
Yep, makes sense.
But yeah, unpacking. You apparently get to unpack houses, room at a time. Put things wherever the fuck they can fit. That's what it is. But we'll find out. I mean, you gotta look at it.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a retro art style.
Okay.
Like it's a retro. It's a modern retro fusion thing. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. It's weird. Also, Skatebird. Remember when I told you about that?
Yeah, Skatebird. I remember playing that.
Guess what? Coming out in 2 months. August 12th, 2021.
So bad.
And it's on every platform except PlayStation. I was like, what the fuck? No shit. It's on PC. Got it. It's on PC, Switch, Xbox, and Luna. What the fuck is Luna?
The moon?
No, it's the lunar landing.
Luna's the moon.
Is it coming to place? I actually googled it. PlayStation is not even mentioned anywhere on it.
Wow.
I was like, you motherfuckers.
Was it
you put it on the Switch. You put it on the Switch on Luna.
What the fuck is a Luna?
That's what I want to know. Add Luna down the. Let's add the devs. Are they the devs?
Putting it on the devs.
Luna for fucking skateboard makes sense. Someone in the comments said they took Tony Hawk a bit too literally.
I think it's an Australian developed game.
Huh?
I think it was an Australian developed game.
What's that do?
Oh no, but I'm saying I think they made it. It
Luna.
was made in Australia. I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
PlayStation haters.
I don't know. It's an okay game.
It doesn't look. It looks good for probably like one session.
Pretty much. I played the demo of it. It's like.
Oh, so it's not. It's not wow factor.
It's
like
basically
it should be.
it's just basically THPS.
But
Both birds.
with a proper Tony Hawk. if
Not even a herc. It's not even a herc. It's not even a herc. It's a budgie.
Herc. There's no Herc in 6. No, that's actually been confirmed. Herc is not in Far Cry 6.
So sad.
Because he's off doing other missions, apparently.
Of course he is.
You know, Far Cry 5 in the actual main world. Because you know how Yara's off by himself. Herc's off in Far Cry 5 and New Dawn land doing shit.
Newfoundland.
So they're kind of into... Like, 6 and 5 are pretty much...
Parallel or something.
But the world got destroyed in 5 and 6.
Only that part. The rest of the world's fine. It's only in America.
I don't know why I said 6.
What it will be is only America got nuked and everyone thinks this is the end of the world. And
I mean,
everyone else
like,
is fine.
they're getting weird with it. They're getting weirder than weird.
Oh.
But we've got another one. This one's pretty cool. Netflix gets another big banger in the Cuphead series.
Oh yeah.
Which that comes out soon. It just said coming soon. They gave you like a minute trailer of the King guy. I don't know his name. King Dice or someone.
Mm-hmm.
I had him coming out like having a talk show. He picked a guy from the audience and as he was about to give him the mic, it just cuts off. So I'm not sure what kind of show it's going to be.
That's weird.
It's just called the Cuphead show. That's what they called it. I don't know what it is. But it said coming soon. You talk about monsters.
What else we got?
On Rocket League. Coming out in 5 days, we got 3 Fast 9 cars. The Skyline's coming back. You know what that means?
What?
We gotta get Skylines, bro.
Yeah.
You're fucking. What are you doing? Doing fucking Robert De Niro.
If you this.
If you lives. You know, like a running thing now. The end of fucking episodes now. But yeah, like on the 17th, Fast 9 crossover. I'm expecting it to be $30 for the cars, I guess. $10 a car.
Something like that, yeah.
But I don't know the other 2 cars. I think one's a Charger.
The Charger one. The Ice Charger, wasn't it?
I got that. No, that was Fast.
Yeah, but it'd be like the Fast Pack would be one of those ones. It'd be the Ice Charger,
yeah.
then Nissan, and some rest of something else.
Maybe could be what's his name? Asian dude.
Hmm.
I can't remember his name. Dude, you died in Tokyo Drift. What's his name?
He didn't die.
No, but he didn't. What could be his car? Han, that's him.
Solo.
I forget. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, 17th of June. You play Rocket League. And also, there's a Rainbow Six thing coming. It just says Rainbow Six, Extinct Extraction, which looks pretty good. They had a little trailer for it. Not much. It was just sledge and like covered in goop from aliens or something.
Oh, that thing again.
Um,
That's right. That's that 3-player game.
Oh, was that the one that had announced and delayed and so I changed the name of it from something to Extraction?
I guess so.
So it's probably coming out then now under Extraction.
Yeah.
Can we just get like we had before, like Vegas? Just get like a third person do missions with your fucking mates.
Mm.
I want Rainbow Six how it used to be. I don't want this PvP shit. Give us a proper Vegas. Give us a 4? Was
3.
it Vegas 3? Oh, just 1 and 2, wasn't it?
Mm. Dude, you
Can
could
you give
face
us a-
scam. You remember that in the second game where you could take a photo of your face and upload it into the game?
You do have a lot of old games, really. Like if you had the PS2, you had the iToy.
Like, they need that. They
I,
need to bring that back.
I, I put my face on a fucking AFL player. I was like, it looks so awkward because you're like this. Like, yeah, it was weird. It was janky.
Well,
But Sony had the best tech back then still.
Mm.
Like the iToy, that thing was tracking well. Remember that wishy-washy game?
Oh.
Watching windows with your fucking arms. And then you had the Connect. Trying to get it way first. Way first.
That's much better.
Don't listen to our broken English. But that's all I've got. I left out a lot of things still. I forgot a lot of things that were on sources. I just didn't get them because there's a lot of shit that we'll probably cover again next week because things will be trickling.
Also, this episode's already run long enough anyway.
Well, like probably 3 hours.
2 hours. I didn't realize we started at 10.
Did we?
Yeah.
No, 9:30. Oh, yeah, this thing's been going forever. I'm
It's nearly midnight.
Hills.
It's nearly midnight.
Yeah. I've still got hours of this. Pressing heal. Heal and attack, heal and attack, heal and attack, heal and attack, heal and attack. I'm done.
But I think that's that for this week, I think.
Yeah, I mean...
We covered briefly what we need to cover.
We don't really want to...
talk about.
Rumble. We don't want to rumble on.
It's pretty basic. I mean, it's just like, if you're interested to know about what's coming out, if you're not, so be it. Like, it's just thought we'd at least express some of the interest of what we get. It's pretty, yeah.
And so be it.
Yeah. Have your laughs.
Have your laughs.
But anyway. I think that'll be it for another week. 2 hours.
Yeah. We'll probably catch him during midweek for E3. No.
Who knows?
On Wednesday. We have a 6-hour recap there. Have a 6-hour at the end of the week. No, I'll be keeping up on fucking Twitter. I've been posting. That was like whoa. So the Twitter's getting there. Twitter's being active. I think Daz has the Insta. Gonna be popping off soon.
I'm gonna have to find all these games and like get their post right and just upload them. Just do one for each one and just have like 30, 50 posts because it would just be like that one.
Or you just put the one post and just make them scroll.
Do like
put them in like groups of 5 or 10.
Yeah.
I think you can have 10 in a group. I think probably 5, 10, 10.
Oh.
I don't know, but it's interesting to see what else is. Because there's an event tomorrow morning at like 4 a.m. or 8 a.m. for Far Cry 6 is getting shown, I think. Ubisoft. I'm hoping we see more Beyond Good and Evil. We haven't seen that in a couple of years.
Yeah, for the second one.
Like they shown off like the monkey dude flying about, and that was it.
That's exactly it. That was it.
Like they've been in development for so many years. Like Cyberpunk, it's going to be a... Like, if they're not showing it, there's something wrong with it. It's like Cyberpunk. They didn't show console versions. You know why? Because it was bad. But Daz doing beat to his eyebrows. I don't know what beat though, but I think I'll wrap it up here, my dudes. Anything you want to say, Des?
This is Democracy Manifest.
Just end it there. Peace. But no, as always, thank you for joining us on episode 24, the pre-E3. We've been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week with some E3 news. Bye.
Mate, this man touched my penis! Get your hand off my penis!
I'm done. I'm fucking tired of that.